All right, guys. So here is a quick analysis of the U.S. interest rate for the Federal Reserve. A lot of people are thinking it's going to go up, it's going to go down. But what I'm here to show is that if you just look at the statistical data and do technical analysis, you can tell that come March, it will drop. So we were to zoom in on the monthly time frame and pan out into this moment here, we'll see that it has now crossed on the MACD. What this means is we see it now at 5.5. It might drop a quarter of a percent or even 50 basis points. But needless to say, the interest rates in March will fall. And then from there, you'll hear data backing it up in news and media, filling in that gap of knowledge, explaining why, the reason. So this stuff happens all the time. In my analysis and with my examples and what I do with markets, I learned how to tune out the data, the media data more specifically. The news data I don't listen to as much. It could be interesting, but it's just noise. What I do instead is just focus solely on the technicals, where I can really I can do my own due diligence, understand that, okay, it's spiking here in this particular segment of time, but then we have it crossing. And while it's about to make its decision of crossing down or up, we get some stagnation. And this stuff pans out over and over and over again. We have the same thing here in 19. We had another one in 2016, end of 2015, going to 2016. And they typically run along like the election period. So that's the interesting piece, the presidential elections. But even if you were to pan out into, let's say, this moment in time, 1997-ish to the early 2000s, you can look at the data and you can see that, okay, it's crossing here on the MAC. So therefore, it's crossing in an upward motion. Therefore, this interest rate is going to increase. And then what did it do? Obviously we're back testing in this example, it increased. But the data doesn't lie. When it showed here that it was going to increase, what did it actually do? It increased. When it showed here that it was going to decrease, it showed here that that's exactly what it did. So the way this market psychology stuff works oftentimes is a lot of people that trade have the odds to lose money. And a lot of times it's because they make their mind up, or they don't do analysis. And what tends to happen is they get influenced by the market. It might give them a different reason for why this particular event is happening in time. And the person did not write down their rules of engagement in this particular stock, their entry and exit strategy, and also doing their due diligence. And it happens all the time. It happens to me. It happens to everyone else. You get an ego boost. You're winning a lot of trades. You decide not to look at the numbers, not to look at the data, and then you slip up. And then if you're able to reflect on this stuff, then you're able to go back in time. Okay, let me, instill my discipline, focus, and then concentrate on making these moves each and every day. So with that said, I just wanted to throw this out there, more for like family purposes and loved ones later in life, to have this as a historical moment, because explaining this stuff to layman people, it could get really complicated, and then it gets annoying because then they don't believe you, and then all of a sudden time comes where it actually does exactly what you said, and then they're kissing your ass, and it goes back and forth. So to alleviate this stuff, I just like to keep most of this stuff for my family purposes, And then sometimes I'll offload some of this stuff as well onto YouTube and TradingView just for just for knowledge for other people. But all you have to do really in this market is find a pattern, find the data, and just find the pattern within that data. If every time the MACD crosses, it goes up, great, it goes up. If every time it crosses downward, it goes down, and that's the pattern of that particular stock, just leave it that way. Don't try and invent a new wheel and, change your lifestyle and change your financial situations with that information.